Hello everyone, my name is Brooke Woods. I'm a grant specialist here in Arizona at a local nonprofit. I wanted to make a video today to share with you some simple strategies for finding grants that you need for your organization. I figured I would use the example recycling grants because that's something that I'm passionate about. Zero waste is very important to me. So what you can do is do a simple Google search. Private funder, environment, recycling. Let's see. So that first one looks like a good resource. Recycling grants funding available in North America. So you can scroll down and just look through these. I was looking at these a little earlier today, and I noticed an interesting one for Colorado. So here's the United States. Here's Colorado. So you see it says, for businesses, local governments, nonprofits, and educational institutions, in order to promote economic development through the management of materials that would otherwise be landfilled. Funds are available to support recycling, composting, anaerobic digestion, source reduction, and beneficial use/reuse. This includes using grant funds for recycling bins. All right, so the first thing you can do is look through the web page. If you look at this, you can see that it's Colorado's Department of Public Health and Environment. So it's actually a state government grant that you would be applying for. And down towards the bottom, it says list of current year grant projects. It's always important to get an understanding of what has previously been funded in order to know what they're looking for and what their priorities are, what's important to them. So we'll go ahead and click on that. And if you read through these, it's kind of diverse what they fund. It says new curbside collection truck, bear-proof containers. There's a company that does pallet recycling so it reduces the amount of pallets that are going to the landfill. Educating students on zero waste strategies. I thought this one was really interesting. It's about a company that upcycles poly-coated cartons into healthy, high-performance green building materials through a low-energy, eco-friendly recycling technology. That sounds very exciting. So after you look through these and you kind of see if this fits into what it is your organization does, you can click on Apply for Recycling Grant. And unfortunately, the timeline for this one's already passed. It says February 26th was the deadline, though it does say multiple grant opportunities are anticipated for calendar year 2020. My first thought is that you never know how much time you're going to have to get the grant together, to write the grant. So if you are doing a federal grant, you're actually able to see past applications, past funding announcements, and the applications that come with them. So you can see what they're looking for, maybe some areas of your grant materials that you don't have filled out yet, so that you can get those prepared and ready to go. It does have contact information here. So what I would do if this really suits your organization well is I would contact the program officer and ask them if they have that RFA available, and you can give them the RFA number right here and let them know why you're seeking it. A lot of times these program officers are very personable and they want to help you because ultimately in this situation you would be helping them, you're helping the environment. Next thing I want to show you is private foundation grants. So we're going to go back to the page we were on. And I think I found a good example of a private foundation grant. Let's see, is this in alphabetical order? Here we go. When looking at foundation grants, and really all grants, it's very important to read through everything on the website. This one talks about who they've worked with, focusing on 4 areas they believe in most: education, environment, enrichment, and entrepreneurship. Looks like you can't click on that. Grant requests are reviewed on a rolling cycle throughout the year. Early submission is encouraged. So sounds as though you can submit at any time. You must be located within 30 miles of a Georgia Pacific manufacturing community. A lot of grants have location guidelines. It's important to pay attention to that. Aligns with their missions and values in the 4 areas of giving. Why was my grant declined? And it says you can check out the investment priorities and application and funding criteria to make sure you met them. A specific reason for denial is provided in a formal notification letter. Okay. So you're just going to have to go through their whole website and make sure that you're a good fit for them, and then try to find out who they funded in the past. If you don't see it on their website, what you want to do is go to guidestar.org, create a free account, and then type in their name, Georgia Pacific Foundation. So here it is right here in Georgia. That sounds like it's the right one. Go to Show Forms 990. You're going to take a look at their 990 form. And here is all the information you need to find who they have been giving to in this year. So this year was 2018 was their last 990 form that was uploaded. It's usually going to be in a section that has a lot of lines like this. So this is contributors, so that's not it. Name of grantee. So that looks right. It's usually a list. Oh. It looks as though this is what we're looking for. It says 100 Black Men of America, $50,000, program support in Atlanta, Georgia. So something helpful to do is take a look at their giving amounts and what their average giving amount is. So I see a few for 50, there's some for 5 and 2 and 1, even less than $1,000. It's a pretty big list. They even go up to 75,000. They have a lot of smaller grants as well. Mommy? If you look down further, the last few pages are all $2,000 grants. I think it's safe to assume that for a first-time grant to a new foundation, it might make sense to keep your grant between $2,000 and $15,000. Maybe you can go higher. It just all depends on what the foundation says when you talk to them, because a very vital part of this is talking to the foundation. You should always call and start developing a relationship as soon as you can, and you have to take all these steps first before you do so. You have to look through all of their website, check out their 990 form, and let them know you did that. Let them know, I looked at your website, I took a look at your 990, I think that we're a good fit, and I wanted to see if it made sense to you as well, and let them know what your organization is doing and how you think you're a good fit. And seek their feedback. You always want it to be a dialogue. If you have any questions about what I've shared with you today, you can reach me at lifechanginggrants.com, and that takes you straight to my LinkedIn profile. So feel free to reach me on LinkedIn, or you can email me at bwoodsgrants@gmail.com. Thank you and have a wonderful day.